Hello and welcome back to the Reseller Stories Podcast. This is Daniel Fuller. Appreciate you listening in. And I hope you are achieving all your goals. I hope you're hitting your numbers. I hope your sales are up. Mine are down a little bit, but hopefully we'll be working on posting and listing more, and hopefully that'll correct itself and we get back in the green. But something that's really been kind of weighing on my mind lately. I say weighing on my mind. I ain't really thought about it too much, but just enough that I thought I should talk about it on the show. I was watching videos about how people sell books on Amazon and how they have the scanners and these various apps that help them check inventory, see what books are good to sell, what are not. And it reminds me of a time where when we were just really first learning how to resell, started venturing out from our hometown, going to different areas to source inventory. And we happened to be in Nashville, and there's 3 or 4 little stores that we go to every time we go to Nashville, no matter what. And this guy he had a little handheld scanner and he was scanning books. I mean, he was on fire, going through them like hot knife on butter. But, and I was amazed because I've checked books before, but just used the eBay app, and this is, second time I saw him, I believe. And so I went up to him and I was trying to talk to him and ask him what he had and, what tools he was using. And he was, really, really short. The only thing he really said was, I sell books in my antique booth, or I sell books in my booth, or something like that. And that's all he said. And then it's like, it didn't take me long to realize that this guy was not talking. He didn't want to share any information, and he wasn't going to tell me what he was using. Look, I get it. He could have had a bad day. He could have been, off in la la land or whatever, but it really got me thinking, it's obvious that when we go out to thrift stores that you could spot a reseller, you could tell who's reselling for the most part, and a large majority of the people in thrift stores today are resellers. And after that one particular incidents with this guy, I was like, man, if I'm selling and somebody wants to come up to me and ask me questions, I'm going to do my best to accommodate people, try to talk to people, try to help them get over the hump of, learning how to do this. And that really stuck with me about just how rude the guy was, really. And it's funny, I've had a lot more positive interactions with people than negative. I don't know why the guy was the way he was, and I don't know. I wouldn't be like that to anybody. So I'm going to try, I'm going to try my darndest if I'm out and somebody asks questions to help them out, It's just the right thing to do. I mean, there's enough stuff out there for everybody. I mean, there's money out there to be made. You might just have to be lucky to get it, but be at the right place at the right time to find a good inventory, which, it happens, and the more people's out there, the harder it is. So I understand that, we're competing with each other, but there's still enough out there for all of us. So just, if you're having a bad day and somebody comes ask you a question, just try to be as polite about it as you can, as long as the other people are not being pushy or rude. I mean, there's definitely times where, I had to walk away from people because, they were kind of pushy and rude to me. But I don't know. Just let's do what we can to help each other out while we're out there. Within reason. I understand. Circumstances dictate on how nice you can be to somebody, but if it's all in good faith, let's do what we can to help each other out because it's the right thing to do, really. So let me tell you about a time I made a mistake on a hat that I bought. I thought I thought I'd really found something, and I thought it was going to sell quick. we were around the Knoxville area, and we went to some thrift stores. And I looked at the hats. I always like to go to the hats, and I found a few right then that I went ahead and bought. But then walked around, got to looking at other things, looking at the clothes and the little knickknacks and stuff. And we were getting ready to leave, and I just happened to glance over the hats and noticed that they put some more out. So I walked over there and looked and see what they had, what they put out. And they had a vintage General Dynamics F16 trucker snapback. It was a very nice, unique hat. Had an F16 patch. I guess it was when they were building the F16s or whatever, but it was real neat. So I just went ahead and bought it without even looking it up. I went ahead and bought it. When we got out to the car, I looked it up, and there was some that sold for like $80 and $90. And I mean, I was like, yes, this is some money right here. So I went ahead and posted it right there in the truck. And that weekend, for the rest of the weekend, we had offers. I had offers for $65, $70, $75. One just like it, just a little bit different color scheme, had sold for $90, I think like $90 or $95. So I listed mine for $90, and I'm like, man, they offered me this all right quick. I mean, somebody will buy this hat. So that weekend they were sending offers, and I kept on countering just a little bit off, but closer to 90 than what they were. And I'm just sitting here just smiling. I told my wife, I said, man, this thing's about to sell. We're about to make some money on it. Paid $2 for the hat. Well, they didn't ever buy it. We could never come up to they never came up to what I wanted. Okay, so we went home. The next week or so, they started sending offers again. And it's the same thing. I'm like, man, if they firing off on this thing this quick, somebody's going to get it. Somebody is going to get it. And lo and behold, they got me. They was like, nope, I'm not giving you no more than $70. $60 or $70 is about the highest they ever went. 75 maybe. It's been a while. I can't remember. So I sat there. I'm like, somebody's going to get it. Okay, this guy didn't want it. Somebody else will come get it. And man, since that initial first week or so, no activity on it whatsoever. And I told my wife, I'm like, man, me being greedy, I was trying to make $80, $90 on a hat that if I'd have sold it for $75, it would have been a great profit. But no, I had to get greedy, and I did not sell it. So you win some, you lose some. You know, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you'll find somebody that wants it, and pay you the price for it. But that is one that I definitely wish I had have went ahead and took the offer and made the money. So now I'm about to put it on sale for even less than what those people are offering. So you live and learn. I still think I'll make some good money on it. It's just I need to try to do better about stuff like that. But you never know. I mean, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, like you say. And like I said, somebody else may have came in and bought it at the full price. But I'm beginning to wonder at the time I was wondering if what it was is this one guy was buying up everything. And I was thinking it might have been several people, trying to buy this hat, but it might have been that one guy bought all the hats. Because there were several of them listed there was one that was pretty much the same hat, just a different color scheme, and there was some other ones that had the same patch that were older but different. So I don't know. You live and learn. So I'm about to put it on sale, see what happens, see if I can't move it, because I've had it for a while, and even if I sell it for $50, I'll be more than happy. So I'm gonna make an Instagram post on it here in a little bit. So keep an eye out for that. I'll show you the hat. If you had anything that you thought, man, this is gonna sell for $2,000 and nobody's bought it or lowballed you or whatever, make a comment on that post and let me know. And I'm interested to see if I'm the only one that was greedy and should have sold something when I had the chance. So my last little thing I want to talk about is something I've kind of talked about before. I was googling reselling news, eBay, stuff like that, and I come across a Yahoo article from May 27th of this year by Bethan Moorcraft, and it's talking about the IRS and the 1099 tax changes they made for last year that got put off till this year. It was saying that basically online shopping giants like eBay and Etsy and StubHub, and along with PayPal, Squarespace, Cash App, stuff like that, or Square, I'm sorry, Square and Cash App, have they're really trying to lobby Congress to get them to change that tax code. And it's like I said again, if I'm sure everybody knows, but if you don't, it used to be It used to be a $20,000 threshold. It got knocked down to $600, and what they're trying to do is get it back up to at least a $10,000 threshold for people that have stuff laying around the house. They're just trying to sell, trying to get it out of their house, trying to move, not necessarily trying to make money on it. It would stink for those people who, it's just trying to move stuff, that they have to pay taxes on something that is, well, have to prove that they made a loss on that item, so they didn't have to pay taxes on it. So, they tell you to save your receipts. Now it's getting to where, man, you better save every darn receipt. I don't know. Hopefully eBay and Etsy and Mercari, all the sellers and all the payment processors, hopefully they'll be able to get that changed, because $600, that's nothing. That's pretty bad. I mean, they have knocked that down to absolutely nothing. I mean, one good sale, two good sales from the right items, can eat that up. And then you got to pay somebody to prove that you took a loss on it. So maybe they can get that changed. Maybe they can get that back up to $10,000 at the very least. So it's good to know that they're working on our behalf, which of course it does nothing but help them out too. Makes things easier for them. And that if it's a $600 limit to where you get a 1099, people's not going to sell as much on it. And I'm just curious to know how many like one-off sellers there are like that, or just very, very laid back sellers, very casual, that just run, just sell stuff around the house. So I'm curious to know that. And so that's got to be a pretty big dent in eBay and Etsy and Mercari and stuff like that. So hopefully they'll get that changed in our favor. You know how the government is, though, but we'll see. I just want to tell you I appreciate you listening in this time. Going to try to get a little bit more consistent with these podcasts. I know I haven't in the past, but I really do like doing them. Maybe I'll get back into interviewing people and talking to people. But I appreciate you listening in. If you have a story, any kind of story you want to share, I will be making posts on Instagram. I have a Facebook. I have Twitter. Just type in Reseller Stories and you'll get me. If you would like to be on, send me a message, DM me. I'm more active on Instagram than anything, so if you'd like to be on, send me a message. And I appreciate you listening. Thank you.